recording here. Your Spanish is bloody awesome. Yeah, man, I'm Spanish by nationality. I live in Portugal, and actually at my work I do have to speak Portuguese, Spanish, and English, which is awesome because I found out the work that I kind of like. You know, it's a good work. I get to watch shows. I get to, you know, it's kind of like having a guard duty, you know. But I have to speak Portuguese, Spanish, and English, and I get to practice all of that. So here's the deal. If I go to Dolcaraz, now I'm gonna have to stay put here and try to see if they would attack me. You know, well, if I am raiding, I will be immune to attrition. Even though I'm raiding on the border places, it's kind of fine, I think. No, they're good with me. So how about instead of that, instead of raiding there, well, let me just raid there. Why not? I kind of want to force them to go. You barely have that weird Portuguese accent. Well, thank you, man. It's not easy to you know, to go around the accents. It's very strange. Well, when I say weird, I say funny. Don't worry. Accents are all weird. You know, it's all about you know, the same language said in different ways. Don't worry. No problem there. So I'm gonna capture this place. Probably is gonna be in Operazov. Yeah, even though they have additional forces, they are depleted for the previous fight. So yeah, that's a full province. You will be winded in combat, I believe. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Heaven's Dark Edge, but still, it's kind of the best. The other two ones don't allow me to retreat, which I think I'm allowed to retreat on raiding. Let me just confirm that with you. Hang on. Okay, so I got the full province, and for now the public order is just perfect because these guys, this guy just allows so much public order stuff, you know, and this one as well. Plus 10, come on. And more melee defense, plus 15 when under siege, come on, it's awesome. So I should get the construction costs and recruitment costs, or more growth. Well, right now, construction costs for sure, and recruitment costs, that's always nice. So I'm gonna go for the dwarf outpost here and destroy this. Let me see the building browser, hang on. Aha, for Drinker Axe it actually has a woodsman hut, so let's go for that. So let's demolish this. Still, this is the first one that I need to evolve. You know, Madrileños, we think everyone has an accent except us. That's pretty much everyone. You know, where I live in Portugal, I used to say that, well, no, we are the Portuguese. You know, there's no because in the north they speak differently. They speak differently in some other areas in Portugal. It's the same. Come on, it's the same. It's not like we are, you know, English, which is a mess in terms of small local dialects. Let's say it's really, you know, that's not me saying. That's a friend of mine who's English. He says, "Man, whenever I get a call from Liverpool, he goes like, did you understand anything she said?" You know, it's amazing because there's so many differences. You know. All right. What can I do for this guy? Nah, that's not good. This doesn't allow me anything. Honestly, I should just go for this guy with... Okay, this is reinforcement range. I don't like that. This would be nice. This would be nice. But giving him some ability to fight would also be nice. Let's just go with the underway, you know, interception. Just gives me a little bit more interception chance. Yeah, there we go. No, because I feel like I'm gonna have to focus on that as well, you know. By the way, only after I have evolved this one, or that I started building up, I'll demolish this one for another building, you know, of course. For example, I'll never say Madrid. Is Madrid, yeah, or Madrid. Yeah, it's very different, you know, overall, but that's also what brings awesome stuff. Diplomacy penalties with great affections, of course. Campaign movement less. Yeah, but it does allow me to retreat, right? Campaign movement disabled. This one isn't. Vigor in battle, wait. Yeah, that's true. If I encamp, I cannot move away. And this one has a battle initiation disabled. So raiding is pretty much when you want him to move towards you, but I'm afraid that he might reinforce with these armies, so I gotta be careful with this. No, I honestly should even move a little bit away. There you go. I know that they won't like me because I'm raiding them, but it's fine. So I want to get a God Hall there. It's long overdue to make sure that I get that covered. I'm earning money, so I should be able to recruit a general here, I think so, to get one more army. Honestly so. Yeah, because I have this one. Just total army upkeep 606. Well, I can avoid it for this turn. I think so. And I'm getting less upkeep. Right, that's cool. Come on, dwarves, divide your forces. Just divide your forces. They didn't do anything there. So I might just move over to Eckendorf. Or go around them. I don't know. I'm certainly going to need a secondary army. So now I'm researching Tales of Many Wars, which is more unit experience. This has unit population surplus. That's so good. So I can get a watch room here. And over here I can certainly get that woodman's hut. That is nice. And I'm having the construction cost, so that's cool. Okay, so these guys might still attack Spite Peak there. Oh, there we go, that's Spite Peak. So I think I should go for that. This I should evolve and build up. I don't know. Or should I get another... You know, if I get another army, I can just go and try to conquer all these provinces. He didn't move anything from here.
No way.
And there's something else, because Varakvar has a good garrison, but it's not really that good. You know, he does have a lot of bolt throwers here, so what should I do? Should I try to get them? By the way, how much is the raiding problem? Yeah, it is a problem there. So I should move them here. I'm thinking on moving away on this side. So let me just spot if there won't be any threats. Yeah, I gotta check on Stone Mine Tower there. I don't feel like there's gonna be a problem there, so I could move this guy over there. And if he intercepts me, it's actually really good. But if I do so, I'm gonna leave my places without some protection. So for now, I think that's gotta be it. You know, I gotta. While these armies are here, he's not defending against this, so it's just helping me out a lot. Okay, this guy has 5% construction there, right? Hey, I can still build this dwarf tinker's shop. Do I want that, or do I want something else? Let me see here. No, I cannot build anything else. Cannot build anything else. Right, that is fine. I'm checking at the corruption and stuff. It seems to be even. Garakian could build up some stuff. No, not really. Could build a siege workshop, but you know, not necessary. Oh, I can upgrade that. Yeah, let's go for that. I always want to upgrade those buildings yet. Right, that's nice for now. That's nice for now. Let's go with that. Let's conquer this full place and then go for Black Crag and Iron Rock. Yeah, there we go. You know, he'll have some forces around here, but by that time I probably should be able to hang on. What is this garrison? Not a big one. Black Iron Mine has a big garrison, but Spike Peak doesn't, so let's conquer those places.
Ready.
I need the demolishing stuff here. The demolishing, the corruption stuff here, the corruption place, the Slayers one. Could I recruit another unit? Perhaps? Since I'm missing one. Yeah, quarrelers with great weapons, why not? Why not get some quarrelers here? Well, I don't feel like I need it, honestly. Instead, some dwarf warriors with great weapons would be nice. That'll give me 2 units on each side that have those. Yeah, that's good. Let's have that. Tanar Gruni Nur Barukazad. Man, I would love to conquer all of these places, but still, You know, that will put me a little bit too far away from Karakate Peaks. I still want to conquer everything that's nearby. You know, let me check diplomacy for just a while. I mean, these dwarves, they really don't like me, but will they go for peace?
There is no greater authority.
Well, you only have 30 settlements now. These guys do not like me at all.
The time for talk is over.
You know, and no one really actually likes me. Well, Estalia, Border Princes, and the Empire like me. Yeah, you know, the Border Princes are kind of one of the units that the stuff that helps me. So I'm thinking on actually using the other way and hoping that they will intercept. You see the Battle of the Five Armies Extended Edition? Not yet, mate. It's one of the movies that I'm gonna watch in my vacation with my wife, by the way. So here's the deal. I'm gonna have to try this one out, guys. There we go. Probably I'll be able to start conquering some places here and still be able to return to this area. This still has a very good garrison, you know. It's not like it's defenseless, you know. And I can still recruit a general there or so. Oh, so close to spoiler there. No, don't worry, dude. I think there's a couple of spoilers that I've heard. But, well, don't spoil me on purpose right now, but you know. And for anyone on the episode or that hasn't watched it on the stream. Okay, so let's risk this one. You're gonna love it, probably, man. Battle of the Five Armies. It's an awesome title. Okay, come on, dwarves. Okay, they are moving armies, and they are moving one over here to Belegar Ironhammer. Perfect for me. This means that I can actually go in and go for that. No, I don't want to join the war against Delia. They're probably declaring war against me, but you know. Okay, so Belegar Ironhammer does have some garrison. Has some garrison, so it's going to be a good idea there. Yeah, I'm already far away. So I'm gonna move here so that I can move on paths to Karakate Peaks if needed. You know. And I think now is actually the point where I should recruit the generals. Where's this guy? 2 turns for him. What do you think of the Wood Elf's price? Well, it could always be cheaper, you know. But still, you know, it's kind of like I just hope that there will be something extra, you know, into it. Well, not since it doesn't have anything extra. Well, it's kind of off me. Okay, so what is the garrison details here? It has some thunderers and quarrelers. Doesn't have anything. Okay, so I guess getting some quarrelers with great weapons would be nice. Since I don't have the thunderers. Okay, they do not have the shield, so maybe they're just standard quarrelers.
You say so, beardling.
And some longbeards and 1 great weapons. This way I can start building up a new army here, like the second army that I wanted. At least I managed to get something going on. Critic Fan Fort, I could get the Dwarf Tinker's Shop. Right, it's nice. And now it's time to see if I can actually fight off this army. Yes! There's no way that I'm gonna avoid that. So it's 2020. I could get the Rune Lord, honestly. What can he do? Well, I can certainly spot for the other enemy armies. Oh my god, that's the 4-1. It's awesome. Oh, dude. Okay, so I have to risk this one. There's no other choice. I have to risk killing this army. I'm gonna try to use, like I said, these rangers to go around them and getting some damage to these bolt throwers. You know, but the standard army that I have can just rush in and capture them. Yeah, that's a good idea. And if I conquer the place, I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna raise it. That's just to make sure that he goes for that. Okay, let's fight this out on the battle map, guys. So finally we managed to get 1 of their armies out of place. Actually 2, because he's sending the other Dwarven army against me there. So if I can do this, then maybe, well, the dwarves probably don't have more than those 4 armies. At least not in the vicinity. There's no way. Okay, so these guys, I'm going to join them together. And I'm going to move them here. The purpose of them is to move in and take out the bolt throwers. I'm actually in a very good spot. Like if I move here, it would be great. Or how about moving here and then fighting on this area? I think that's actually the best spot for me. There we go. So one of these, 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 one of these. There we go. This is X infantry. This is Billy spec. There we go. Are they spotted? They are not. They're hidden, as you can see there. They're hiding. So, grudge throwers, you're gonna go here. There we go. Are the bolt throwers able to attack? They are not. Not yet. So that's good. Okay, hang on a second. Are they detecting my troops? They are not. Okay. The worst part is that he might detect them. Well, is that he has actually the bolt throwers all over here, so that's a big deal. Let me spot their range. Oh, they're pretty far away, so I can just move over here like I wanted. That's good. So Thunderers are gonna go here. There we go. So group 1, you're still hiding. There we go. He'll probably move in, and if he moves in, I'm gonna have to move these guys over there. If I move them, well, they are just stalking, so I can move them without them being detected. Actually, let's go over there. There we go. As long as they don't spot me, I'm fine. I'm gonna spot for that. Because I want them on the back of the bolt throwers. As soon as I move my army and he starts moving in, I want them on the back of the bolt throwers to make sure that I cause some damage. My grudge throwers should hit those bolt throwers as well, honestly. They have better range. And if they won't hit it, they would hit some miners and dwarfs. Maybe the Thunderers there, that would be nice. So let's see if I can actually move the Quarrelers here. Yeah, I think that's actually the range that I want. So these guys, can you imagine if I had like 7 of these guys? Like I would just place them over there and start attacking while moving in with the other army. That could be an idea for an army, you know, especially against dwarves, which have so much difficulty against this. You know, against armies who can vanguard and can flank them out. Because the dwarves are really good at straight up fighting, you know, straight up battles there. Okay, are they already in range? They are, so I can hit this bolt thrower, and with you I can hit this bolt thrower. Here we go. Let me just spot. They are in a good spot. Okay, right now they are moving in with their bolt throwers, but they are still not in range. I think they are now. Okay. Come on, just destroy one of those. There we go. Didn't destroy one of those, but that is fine. They're taking my own. Yeah, I think they are taking my own grudge throwers. Can they hit me? They cannot, so they're not using their missile. They're just under attack. That's good. Let's wait to see if I can destroy a couple of these. Okay. There we go. It's still taking losses, so that's fine. I would love if they would kill actually the artillery in itself, but you know. Like, because if they destroy the unit itself, then it's much better. Okay, no need to rush things. You know, it's not like I need Indiana just the grudge throwers to destroy specific units. You know, their infantry is weaker than mine, so I can just avoid their artillery. So I feel like it's for the best. I have more damage and more range, so honestly, I should just use both against the same target to make sure that I at least kill off one unit. That was almost dead. There you go, he's down to half. Probably gonna spend a lot of my ammunition there, but you know, it's better to spend all the ammunition than just not using this advantage, you know. Okay, I think that was one of them destroyed, kinda. You know, they're still hitting some of these guys for whatever reason. Oh no. That was good. Yeah, there we go. It actually finished them up quite nicely. Maybe I'll finish this one and then that one as well. There we go. Nice. There was one ballista less. That's 2 ballistas less. That's perfect work. Perfect work right there. Let's hit close up so that I can hit some of these other ones. I think that's another bolt thrower. Yeah, that's only one. And nearly half of those shots, so that's cool. Come on, hit that guy. There we go. I think they are about to get destroyed and they're wavering already. Right, that is good. Let's attack this bolt thrower. Oh, you just missed and hit some thunderers. How bad of you. Let's just hit this bolt thrower. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna fast forward this. They're hitting those bolt throwers as well. If my artillery can finish off their own artillery or, you know, make it uneasy for him, it's so good. There's some dwarf with great weapons there, and I could get on these thunderers. So let's do that, since I don't have a lot of ammunition. He already lost 1 unit of bolt throwers, and I think right now getting more casualties on these bolt thunderers is actually better. Yeah, already destroyed one of these here. So let's just get a couple of casualties on these thunderers. Why not, you know? There we go. Had some damage there. Then in the end, the couple of shots will be on the other ones. 75, 75. Honestly, they actually are missing, so I don't like that. Let's go back to hitting that bolt thrower. Why not? That will leave me just one target for that, and I can target them with the close quarters infantry there, so why not? Well, now you shot those thunders. Yeah, let's speed it up. Come on, hit those. Will you? They're doing some good damage against them, you know. But I don't think they can finish him off. Maybe so, maybe not. They're almost out of ammunition, so... Okay, they're shaken. Maybe they can put them away out of their misery. Yeah, they're winded now. And they actually managed to destroy their artillery? I think so. Almost there, but there's like one bolt thrower and bolt thrower. They managed to kill him off. Okay. So they have no more ammunition, that is fine. Feeling more comfortable now attacking, actually. These guys, what is their melee? It's not really that good, you know? So let's just join that up and let's make sure that we get these guys going. You know, just gonna move them over there. There we go. At least there's not a lot of bolt throwers now. You know, there's 2 less units, so that means less damage for these guys. It's also good. Now, I want to avoid these thunderers if possible. I think that's the unit that I'm actually going to charge with these guys, with these great weapons. They're close quarters infantry. They actually dwell really well there. So there's only 1 bolt thrower actually hitting anything. They are hitting the long beards there, but you know. Now, so let's put these guys here. Let's put these guys here. There we go. These guys, so he's approaching with the quarrelers there and some bolt thrower. That is nice. Sending in some quarrelers over there. That's perfect. As long as they're moving, they're actually not moving towards me. So where is the damage here? I think they'll be right in range when they arrive there. Yeah, they're very close to range, so I'm just gonna let them fight on range to range, you know? Yeah, they're hitting these dwarf warriors, which is not really a good thing. Right, so let's just move in. They're hitting the dwarf warriors who do not have any shields, so they're gonna just rip them apart. At least it's just some thunders there. Let's go with these guys. Make sure that they get into position. Okay, these great weapons ones, I'm gonna send them against those dwarf warriors. Well, they're actually, these guys should retreat, honestly. Like, there's no way there. These guys, I should go for that bolt thrower, or actually, let's go for those dwarf warriors, why not? They're hitting those, that's nice. There we go. So these guys, let's just hit those quarrelers. Let's hit those quarrelers. You're gonna hit what? These miners there? There we go. There you go, dwarf warriors against these ranged units. I don't know if they're gonna make it. Let's just hit those longbeards there. Quarrelers, they can hit these dwarf warriors. There we go. So basically, unit per unit, I'm winning there. But it's not going as well as I wanted. Okay, there we go. Thunderers, you gotta attack this guy. You gotta move in against those dwarf miners. Dwarf warriors with great weapons, that's dangerous. There we go. Let's attack those long beards. These guys are actually having some damage against these miners. So I think the miners actually do really well. Let's attack those. Let's kill those quarrelers there. There we go. Man, my infantry is almost dead, but, well, I think I'll be fine with all these guys. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna actually lose a lot of stuff. Well, I can just move these guys away. They have vanguards, so they might be able to hide themselves. There we go. They have vanguards, so they should be able to defend themselves. Let's go for that. Yeah, his dwarven warriors actually managed really well. There we go. Those guys actually managed to hold on a couple of them, so that is nice. These are shaken, so let's just go over there. Man, these longbeards are suffering. I think these pickaxes infantry actually managed to do really well, but I think I'm gonna have to send everyone in. Yeah, like my infantry is nearly destroyed there. So I think what I should do is actually just send them in. There we go. There's a quarrelers there. My god, this guy is nearly dead. I guess he's great axe infantry. Let's get him away. No, he's dead. Will it be? I'm honestly willingly thinking that it's not going to be a victory. My god, and if it's not a victory, how am I going to do this one? Yeah, finally they are losing some stuff, but you know. Like this guy is suffering a lot. There we go. Come on, that attack on the backside, that's what I needed. And there's a full unit there. I'm actually gonna send these guys in. Drop artillery and just move in. My general is having to fight on over here. I know that there's a lot of men here, but I wasn't predicting that this battle would be so difficult. You know, since they only have, you know, smaller units or something like that. So, you know, let me just put these guys here. They still have some missile. There we go. Finally. Well, of course that's Angry Iron Fist, you know, that's why he's hanging on for so long. But can you imagine if I have to fight off a battle with someone, you know, with that can survive against better troops than I, with, you know, lower quality troops? Like, his miners are just doing so much damage. Right, finally. Let's just go with against that Iron Fist. Know that these quarrelers are doing some damage. So who has ammunition? These guys. Yeah, let's position these guys here. There we go. Group 4, let's attack there. Iron Fist. You can attack him as well. Actually, he's attacking him, so no. Group 3, these guys. Alright, these guys, let's just go for the quarrelers with great weapons. Come on. And now I have to finish off this. There we go. Yeah, he is recovering unless his general dies, and I'm gonna have a problem there. I have to send him there. Let's charge with those against those quarrelers. This guy's hanging on against very low quality infantry there. Man, his general alone could survive this easily. Yeah, that's Ungrim Iron Fist. Come on. I don't know what's going on, but he's certainly fighting to the bitter end. If my general dies at some point, I'm gonna have a problem. You know, he's sending some dwarven warriors here. At least these guys are getting destroyed with the quarrel with those guys there. Okay, at least there's some of them, you know, fleeing there. How's my general? He's doing great. Ungrim is losing slightly. There we go. I actually think I'm gonna manage this, but very bitter ending. I lost almost all my troops. They're still not done. Come on, just use the ability. Oh, I still cannot use it. No, my warriors are fleeing these guys, so maybe it's gonna go to the other way. Yeah, if Ungrim starts leaving, then it's over. Unit losing decisively. Come on, just kill him! Can't believe I might lose this one. Or maybe not. Yeah, he's gone. Oh, there was a fight to the bitter end. I mean, there was a fight to the bitter end. Look at that. I'm gonna have to retreat this whole army back. I'm gonna have to raise and get away from this. But well, that's at least that's one settlement destroyed. And Grumman Iron Fist, he's gonna die. I go kill him. Finally. I should have just shot him, honestly. Let's end the battle. Quite a Pyrrhic victory here. Even though he had more men, these were garrison troops. And, you know, I mean, look at those miners. They did so much damage. And even those warriors, like, they did pretty well. So yeah, Pyrrhic victory, at least that's one less hero there. Not gonna sack, not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna raise the settlement in itself. Then move away from it. Yeah.
My axe thirsts for war.
Can I move away? I can. So that's exactly what you're gonna do. Really? You cannot move away? Come on. Hopefully he can retreat, right? Yeah, I don't think he can actually move in. So that was difficult. Skills. Should give him some more. Now he already has a tactician. I really would like the rally. This helps out a lot. Axe-Lord doesn't really help me. So let's go with the vigor loss reduction and then rally, and then I'm going to start with the yellow one. That's it. And the other guy, he survived. Oh my god, he survived. That's so good. He can have someone else? No, he can't. Okay, that's because he's not a Scarred Veteran, so let's just give him Scarred Veteran. There we go. Whew. Still survive with plenty of units, but hopefully that will cover it. You know, if he tries to move away or something. That was one of his best troops, so well, one of his major armies. So you know, at least I managed that. Can reduce the corruption. Maybe I should reduce it here. No, well, I'll check that out. So for now, seems to be good. Let me see if I can get a peace treaty with these guys.
I am the High King.
They wouldn't go for it, right? No, they won't go for it. Okay, but that's fine. For now, I can just, you know, raise it all, the settlements. At least they are not theirs. You know, he doesn't get those settlements. Then I can reduce everything to ashes and then conquer it back. Something like that. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching. That will be it for YouTube, and I'll see you guys next time.